Hello everyone and welcome back. My name's Dustin Kreis. I am in my Snuggie because it's kind of cold down here in the basement. And I just finished another game and I really wanted to talk to you guys about it because I really think it's one of the best games this year. Definitely going to be hard pressed to beat this experience. But we'll see how it all comes out in the wash in December. But Journey, downloadable PS3 game. First off, let me just say, fantastic experience, and I want to really emphasize that that statement because it really is an experience more so than a game. Yes, you sort of move through these areas and stuff like a game, but really, it's more about the feeling and how it makes you feel. Deep down inside. And, I watched Leo Castel-Four's discussion on it, and I was like, alright, I have to go get this game. And I finally got around to downloading it last night, and I started playing it last night, and then, I played it for like maybe an hour, and then I kind of put it down and went and did something else, came back to it this morning and finished it, and you can finish it in about 2 hours. It's a short game. But there's two key phrases that you should really think about while you're playing this game, I feel anyway. And they're sort of cliched thoughts, but really it's what the game is about. And the first phrase is, it's the journey, not the destination, which is a little bit cheesy, but really when I got there and I got to the end of it, and you see what the ending does, and you realize that that's the important part. Yes, you're going towards this mountain, but that's not the important thing. What's on the mountain is not the important thing. It's the important thing is the experience you have while playing the game. And then the second thing is it's the quality of the time, not the quantity, because this is a short game. And, some people say that $15 for 2 hours of a game is not really worth it, but I plan on going back to this multiple times. There's multiple trophies that I can try to unlock, and here in like a week or two, I'm probably going to want to just have that experience again because it was such an amazing experience. There's no real story to talk about in the game. It kind of gives you a little story as you move forward and stuff, but when you get to the end of the game, you sort of realize what's going on, and I don't want to ruin it for you, but you really I don't really have much, in the way of like I normally do to talk about. But the gameplay experience, essentially you are one person that wears a very sort of Arabic type garb, and a desert garb, and you just are just sitting around on a hillside meditating, and all of a sudden your character looks up, and at the mountaintop there's this glowing light. And basically your character's like, well, let's go there. So he just, you just start running, and you can do some rudimentary platforming until you can't really do it until you get your scarf. And you'll find these glowing little squares around the play field, lack of a better phrase. And every time you collect one of those, it extends your scarf, which extends your jump and a slight flight ability. So you can do platforming. And if the great thing about this game is if you sign into PlayStation or the PlayStation account, you're online with it, you will meet random people along on the journey, and the two of you will move through these places and move through the game. You don't need the second person on from a gameplay mechanic standpoint. You don't really need them, but from an experience standpoint, you want that other person there, because I really found myself, you never know who you're playing with. That's a cool thing about it too, and you can't communicate with them other than these little chirps that you can emit by hitting the O button. But I found myself really caring for this other player, and there was one time last night where I was playing along with this guy, and then after the cutscene, because at the end of each of these sort of stages you find this rock that will tell you a piece of the history of the world, and after the cutscene, he was gone. I don't know if he skipped it or if he just logged out or what, but I was left by myself. And there was this real sense of loss. Like, oh crap, now I gotta face all this stuff by myself instead of having a companion there with me. And it's such a crazy experience because a lot of times in, co-op play and things like that, like I don't care, I'll just, okay, I'm on my own now, let's go. But in this, it was really, I really got kind of a sinking feeling in my chest, like, oh, they're gone, and it was such a crazy experience that it really kind of moved me a bit, and that experience really helped out when I got to the end of the game, which I'll talk about here in a second. But there was another moment where you're kind of going through these catacombs below the ground, and there's these flying sort of dragon type things in the air. They can't really kill you, but what they do is they shrink your scarf so you can't jump as much. Well, maybe they can kill you. I don't know. I never really got that far with it. But basically you have to kind of stealthily move through these cover areas to try to, so the dragon's spotlight won't see you and they won't attack you. And I just remember there was this one time where I was hiding, but my companion was moving to a different place, and I was just sitting there hammering on the O button, like, get back, get back, get back, because I was just so scared. And I saw him get attacked by the dragon. I was like, oh crap. We got through it, and his scarf wasn't very long, so I don't know who I was playing with, but it's one of those things where you're like, crap, 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 get back here, get back here. It's a funny thing how that really feeds into your experience. And then, of course, when we got to the end, there's this... the game, when you move towards the end, it kind of does this thing where you're like, oh, is this really how it's going to end? And then it's like, boom, and you're off again. And it's so amazing. And I got to the end part, the mountaintop, before my companion did. And I was just sitting there and I was like, no, we go together. And I sat there and I waited and I just randomly kept hitting the O button. And then finally he showed up and we moved towards the ending together because it just felt right to do that. There was no advantage to doing it. There was no, I don't think you get a trophy for completing the game with another character with you, but that wasn't really what I was thinking. I was like, no, we went through this together. We go to the end together. So really kind of a cool experience. The visuals are astoundingly gorgeous. Absolutely just fantastically gorgeous, and it's simple, and it kind of reminded me a bit of like Batman the Animated Series, where how they would draw the legs and they'd come down to kind of almost points. I kept thinking about that when I was playing the game. I also kept thinking about like Shadow of the Colossus. I think if you like Shadow of the Colossus and what it does from a standpoint, then you're going to like Journey. You're really going to enjoy Journey. The music, it's very sort of light and atmospheric, but it adds so much to the areas you're exploring. And I mean, I don't know if I have the correct gaming vernacular to really sell you on this game, guys, but for 15 bucks, and it's something you can beat quickly, and then you can just come back to it as you want to. You really cannot beat Journey for the PS3. It's made by That Game Company, who also did Flower, which I'm definitely going to go back and get Flower. I always told myself when I got a PS3 I was going to download Flower because it just seemed like such a crazy experience. And then I never did it. So this really makes me want to go back and, revisit Flower. A big thing that they talk about in this game is the sand mechanics and how the sand moves and stuff. And it's amazing to me that a small company like That Game Company can get these kind of graphics and physics and things like that into such a small game. And the big guys have, problems with this, and it would probably cost millions upon millions of dollars if, like, Square Enix did this or something. But definitely go check it out, guys. It's really easy to get a hold of because it's a downloadable game. It's definitely going to be in the running for my Game of the Year. It's just an experience that I can't really put in the words. There were so many times where, it's not like To the Moon where I actually cried, but there were so many times where I kind of got captivated in the visuals and the music, especially when you get to the end of the game. And I actually did get like a little choked up a little bit, that sort of, right before you really cry, that feeling in your throat where it's like, I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like your throat gets really huge. I I did get that, but I didn't cry. But yeah, it's definitely a fantastic game, guys. Go check it out. There's no reason not to if you own a PS3. That's it for me right now. I'll make another video as, you know, things fall into place here, but I'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.